Good day everyone, I am Michael, the moderator for this webinar. I welcome everyone for today's webinar, which is Becoming the Leader Others Want to Work For. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our presenter for today, Pete Toss. Pete Toss is the founder of the Focus Group. Before founding his firm 25 years ago, Pete had 15 years of experience in human resource and quality functions. Pete holds a BA degree in psychology from Emory and Henry College and a master's in business administration and industrial psychology from Virginia Commonwealth University. Pete also co-authors Leading Your Organization to the Next Level, the core disciplines of sustained profitable growth. I would now like to hand over the floor to the speaker. Over to you, Pete.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that introduction, and thanks to each of you for participating today. In the brief time that we have, I want to provide you some practical initiatives for being successful in your complex role of leadership today in this rapidly changing and challenging business environment. Two topics, two subjects that we will look at for effective leadership. One is having the perspective of a leader, and that's a very different perspective than that of a non-supervisory employee. So we have to, when we're moving into a leadership role, we have to make some switches, and we'll talk about those switches that need to be made. And then I want to talk about meeting the engagement needs that your team has. So when you're functioning as a leader, those individuals that you're leading have needs that have been well researched, and we're going to talk about those and how you can satisfy them. So when we think about effective leadership, it's not always being the most outgoing or the smartest in the room or being beloved by all. That's unrealistic, so you can kind of relax. More effective is to have that perspective of a leader. But just like any other training event, the value of this webinar is what you do with this information. So I encourage you to take notes as we move along. So let's jump into that first initiative, and that's having the perspective of a leader. Technical skills get us promoted oftentimes. So our mental script has a huge influence on our behavior and the approach to the role we're in. Script for an individual contributor is to kind of keep my head down, work harder than everybody else, utilize my technical skills, rely on myself to be successful. So the individual contributor script is, it's all about me. So that individual contributor mindset or script doesn't work well for a leader. Leaders have made the switch to focusing on their team. The leaders others want to work for are focused on the team members, making each of those team members successful, helping them reach their perspective. A second script that we need to make as leaders is moving from being technical or relying on our technical skills to leading others. And sometimes our greatest challenge in moving into a leadership role is leading others who have been peers. And this model consists of answering 3 questions. But once you have those 3 answers, you can link those 3 together to get started on drafting a vision. A fourth switch we need to make is moving away from the do-it-all attitude. So successful leaders recognize that they need their team members more than team members need them. So for your action plan for this first section, you might think about how you can shed some of your individual contributor role, and we can do that by making these 5 switches. Let's jump into second aspect, and that is meeting your employees' core engagement needs. And I want to talk about the benefits of engaged employees. There are numerous benefits of having engaged employees have shown that we have a huge opportunity for improving employee engagement in the United States. And also, there is a very strong business case for enhancing employee engagement. And in fact, there have been over 100 research studies on this topic. Gallup is my favorite because they've been studying this topic of employee engagement longer than anyone else that I'm aware of. And that's how Gallup uncovered the employee engagement needs. Gallup's my favorite, but the Conference Board has studied this topic. And as a result of those significant improvements, then some of the brand organizations around the world have made enhancing employee engagement a key aspect of running their organization. Leaders impact employee engagement by 20% or more. So effective leaders, which we're talking about today, are really function as catalysts. And one way leaders can do this is by taking advantage of their touch points. As a leader, do you view those touch points as interruptions, or do you see them as opportunities? Gallup, as you can see here, says the best predictor of how an employee is going to perform in the future. So here are the 6 core engagement needs that Gallup has identified. So in terms of being clear as to what a leader expects, the second basic need is making sure that employees have the materials and equipment that they need. The third basic engagement need is allowing employees to utilize their talent. The fourth of the 6 engagement needs is providing recognition and praise. Oftentimes, leaders have reasons for not giving employee recognition. The fifth engagement need then is showing employees they're cared about personally. And one way is just creating a template and inserting in that template the information that you could discuss with your team members that will show to them that you care about them personally. The sixth core engagement need is encouraging employee development. We work through these 6 employee engagement needs by looking at leadership through these 2 lenses. One is having the perspective of the leader and doing that by making those 5 switches. Second section is perspective of the leader. We can carry out that perspective practically by meeting employees' core engagement needs. So hopefully that will help you. Those 2 lenses will help you continue to enhance your leadership skills. All right, thank you, Michael. I'd just like to thank all the participants for being with us today. I congratulate you on your desire to enhance your leadership skills. It's a challenge in today's ever-changing business environment. Hopefully, my comments about having a perspective of a leader and then implementing that perspective by meeting employees' core engagement needs will help you in your ongoing leadership improvement journey. So wish you the best. Thank you for participating. Thank you, Michael, for hosting.
Once again, thank you, Pete, for the great presentations. So that does conclude the session for today. Thank you everyone for participating. You may all disconnect now. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.